Hey, good morning, everybody. So I'm going to start and talk about the small account challenge because I want everybody that's watching to be able to make money with me. So I have some specific rules that are very important. I'm going to pull them up nice and big. First, small account challenge rules. You need to buy options that are 3 weeks out. There's no, hey, it's Monday, I'm buying the option for this Friday. It's 3 weeks out because if you're wrong about market direction and all of a sudden they flip the switch on you, you need to have enough time to either average down or to get out of your position on a spike or a dip. Second rule, right? 2 weeks out, if you're talking about ETFs. So say you're calling market direction with the UVXY, you expect volatility to spike or something to that extent, or you're playing with an ETF, the SPY, the QQQ. 2 weeks out. Next, one contract at a time. No matter what you're paying the contract, it's $1, and you say, all right, I'm going to pay $88. I mean, it's $100. You're going to pay $88. That's fine, but we're trying to call the bottom. So let's say you get it for $88. Then you have to go back and you have to say, okay, did I call the bottom? Okay, it dropped to 80. Now I can buy another contract. It dropped 10%, something to that extent. Okay, strategy. You have to know your entry point. I'm going to talk about what trade I'm looking at today, and then I'm going to talk about my watch list as well, but that's going to be in a couple minutes. So know your strategy. You have to know when you're looking to enter, why you're looking to enter, and what your max value is. And I could talk about that right now. If you look down at the next line, I'm going to look at AMD, okay? So AMD is the stock that I'm focusing on this week. As far as today goes, I'm taking calls if it's above $88.02. So let's just see where it is pre-market. All right, so we've got AMD, we've got pre-market. It's $87.46. They sold into it at 8 o'clock. Makes me think the market actually could go down this week, and let me explain why. But let's talk about my puts. AMD has to go down a full couple of dollars to $84.24 for me to enter my position. For me to believe that AMD will go down further, I need to see $84.24. If it does go down further, I've got my price target. My exit target is right there on the screen for everybody to see. So this is how I plan. Calls above this. If it goes above, I've got $6 to ride it up for the week. If it goes below $84, I've got the entire week or two to ride it down $7. Now let's remember, GDP, gross domestic product, is coming out, the numbers, the statistics, on Wednesday morning. All right, so Q4, we were negative 1.1%. Then Q1 came and I was like, if we're negative, that means we're already in recession. And we came in over like 1%, 1.2, something to that extent. And then they revised it. I think we were actually 1.3. They revised it down 0.4 down to under 1%, which tells me the economy is contracting. So if the economy continues to contract, where do you think GDP numbers are going to come on Wednesday? They're probably going to come back under 0.5. If that happens, people are going to start using the R word again. Recession, recession, recession. So again, it's just more of a mental thing. So I would not be buying the market this week. I've got one Boeing put in my small account. I might look to increase that to two more contracts today and spend an extra $66 or something like that this morning. Again, I've got to note my entry point. But let's talk about my new watch list in 1 minute, because I'm going to remind you guys, Fed speakers this week, okay? Monday, which is today, you've got Williams at 6:30 p.m. Tuesday, tomorrow, you have Barker at 8 a.m. Then you think you have a break, but you don't. Tuesday at 12:30, a little past noon, you've got Daly. So then we'll go to Wednesday morning, right? You've got Mester at 6:30 a.m. You think it's over. You have GDP at 8:30 a.m. And then you've got Powell at 9:30 a.m. And then to wrap it up on Wednesday, you've got Bullard at 1 p.m. So right now, I can tell you there's definitely going to be volatility on Wednesday. There's no doubt about it. Whatever the GDP number comes in at on Wednesday, with all these Fed speakers talking about soft landing, hard landing, and all this other nonsense, there's going to be volatility on Wednesday, 100%. So my play for Wednesday, and again, when there's volatility in the market, the markets tend to go down. So if you're holding put positions from last week and you roll them out to this week, or hopefully even the next, I mean, I'm looking at July 15th expiration. So that gives me a little over 2 weeks, right? Because the quarter ends on Thursday. June 30th is Thursday. Why is that important? Because institutions, hedge funds, banks, they have to report what they're holding on their books at the end of the quarter. So let's say they crushed it during this bull run, right? They're going to reorganize their stocks. I'm going to sell this, take profit. This one dumped. I'm going to put some money into that one. So that's what I'm expecting. I'm expecting volatility all week. So if people say, oh, you're fucking crazy, Matt, market direction ripped last week. So 2 weeks prior, we went down a huge amount. Last week, we had our second best week all year. It was up 6.5%. But understand, all year, we haven't had 2 consecutive weeks where it's been, strong momentum like that. So I'm expecting consolidation. Now let's go to my watch list, okay? Now I've got 2 stocks at the top of my watch list that I haven't mentioned, and they are Chinese companies because they've been on quite a tear. And understand, the second of the 2 companies, which is PDD, okay, at $65, $66, it's up 2.5% pre-market. They actually sold off. Even though the market was strong, there was outflow 3 out of the last 6 days. So the market had inflow. The stock went higher, but people were selling the stock. So what does that tell me? It tells me when the market contracts and comes back down, if that scenario happens, that PDD will likely drop 10%. It'll go from $68 or $67.78 this morning all the way down to $61. A massive move. So I'm looking for a spike and then a dip later in the week. Okay, let's get to the rest of my watch list because China is strong. So I've got Alibaba on there. Again, here's what I'm thinking about this specific watch list, and I'll mention the symbols. I'm thinking that because there was so much demand, if the market pulls back and the SPY's at 390, SPY goes to 380, 378, something like that, these stocks will drop 15 to 20%. Okay, on the counter, if the market hits the SPY level of 400, 401, 402, and makes another 3% this week, these stocks will go up 15 to 20%. So I'm going to list out, and this might be boring, but you might want to grab a pen or a little notepad or something like that. I'm going to list out about 15 stocks that I'm specifically watching, and then I'm going to go over some specifics of those stocks, which ones I'm really focused on, okay? So I've got Xpeng Neo, okay? Number 1 and number 2, Chinese companies. Then you have Affirm. Affirm is like a PayPal kind of company, but it's been up, I think it went up 46% last week. Roblox, 40-something% last week, okay? RBLX. Carvana, CVNA, went up 40% last week. Wayfair, 37% last week. So understand, if the market pulls back, these stocks will likely give up 15%. And no, it's not going to happen in one day. If you hypothetically see selling today, then I would enter into a Roblox put position. Roblox of what? 36, 37, something like that. It was 28 last week. 28. So that's crazy. Same with Carvana. Carvana had a heavy short interest down to $19, probably up to $28. Okay, let me go on. Redfin, RDFN, Open Door, OPEN. Why? Open Door was $5.02 when I said I liked it. What happened the next day? It went down to $4.38. It lost 15%, right? Yeah, 15%. Where is it now? $5.60. So again, my timing was early on that one, but the stock from the low, from 440, let's say, all the way up to 660, that's $1.20. That's 27%. So these stocks have really moved. Also, I've got AMC on there because there's a battle with the shorts again and the apes. So AMC is going to be a good one to watch. On strong market days, I assume they'll buy it. On weak market days, they might buy it because it's a meme stock. What else? Snow was on fire last week, and they were buying calls, and they were hitting every price target. But what's going to happen? As soon as we end Q2, will Snow contract? That's what I'm looking at. Then we got 3 more that Kathy once pointed out to me that are more medical. We got Edit, EDIT, which was as low as $11 up to $17. It's probably in the middle now. We've got Beam, BEAM, and CRISP, CRISP. And then the 4 that I am focusing on, okay? Stay with me here. I'm going to read the 4 out, and I'm going to tell you all about them because I spoke about them last week. Plantier, PLTR. Now, when it was, $8.50, I said they're going to push it to $10. Well, it's over $10 now. So if you watch the live streams, I told you there was volume in that one. I mentioned Lazar, LAZR. Same thing. They kind of moved together. They were both taken down to $8. Plantier's moved a little better. It's like 10. Lazar's probably at like 880, 890. Hood, Hood. Now, I hate Robinhood. Terrible platform. I use it, but it's a terrible platform. When I put in my order and I underbid the option price, the option selling for $100, I put in at $88, 12% down. Robinhood says the likelihood of you buying this option is like shit. And what happens? I buy the option at 88 and it goes down a little more. So F Robinhood, all right, that's bullshit. But the stock has demand. And why do I say that? Because I forget the gentleman's name, the guy from FTX, I believe it was, Brent, something like that, Barry, Brian, whatever it is. The point is, he took a 9% stake in Robinhood, and he paid $11. Okay, so Robinhood trading at $8, being up 6 straight days with inflow is on my radar. Because if I determine the market will be strong today or push higher, then Robinhood's going to push higher. If Robinhood, if the market sells off, Robinhood just moved probably 18, 20% in the last week. So yeah, it's going to give back 12 or 14% if the market decides to sell. And last but not least, Draftkings. Now, when Draftkings was 24, I said it wasn't worth shit. It went up to $72. I told people Draftkings isn't worth shit. It went all the way down to I think sub 10. Now it's trading at, I think, $14 and change. But the point is, Draftkings has major volume. Draftkings. I can't spell for shit. Draftkings. Here we go. All right, so you got 7 out of 8 inflow days. It's back at the previous resistance level. See, here's the catch. A lot of these stocks are back at their resistance level. Now, I showed my Discord family, the 349 family this morning, that although all these stocks are at that level, let me find my chart real quick here. I'll just bring it here. That way I can show everybody kind of what I'm thinking today. Give you guys a little bit of an insight. All right, so here we go. This is what I drew out, okay? This is actually not a guess estimate. This is what the market looks like for the past 2 weeks. All right, we were actually 3 weeks, 4 weeks probably. Up here, dipped, recovered, bigger dip, recovered, halted for a second, and then we ran hard. So what I'm saying is, if we decide to run hard, where's the SPY going to resist at? It's probably 410. I know a lot of you say 400 or something like that, and that's the talk on Wall Street. 399, 401, that's where it's going to top out at. Again, I'm looking for contraction first. I don't really buy this market, but again, I'm not investing. I'm not actually putting down a shitload of money and saying, I don't buy this market. I'm going to puts it open. No, I follow the trend. I don't want to, fool anybody. Okay, next. SPY, 390. Let's just talk about the levels. If it goes up, you're talking about 393, which would be support or resistance. If it breaks 393, you're looking at the next level. Now, understand how these levels help you. If it breaks 393 to the upside, you could say, shit, it's going to be bullish a whole 1% higher. So let me get out of my calls or let me buy calls. You have to know the resistance. If it rejects at that level and you see it reject once or twice, you say to yourself, okay, this is the top level. It's time to buy puts. All right, whatever it is, on the SPY, on the QQQ, on the TQQQ, or something to that extent. So again, just to recap what's going on, you got Fed speakers today, tomorrow, Wednesday. All right, you got GDP numbers on Wednesday morning, and you have the end of quarter 2 on Thursday. So there's going to be a ton of rebalancing. Now, again, my play of the day for anybody that missed it at the beginning, I'm just going to pull it back up again. I spoke about the rules of the small account challenge. You must give yourself enough time, less time if you're playing ETFs. But I'm looking at AMD today, okay? That's where my focus is. If the market tanks, then I'll probably buy puts on PDD and Alibaba, one or the other. 2 Chinese companies that have had quite a run that I'm looking for about 10% pullback on. So again, I'm looking at that in a bear market, in a mixed market, bull or bear market. I've got AMD. That's the stock I'm focusing on today. If it goes over $88.02, my price target is 94. Not for today, but for me to sell my options. At 88, as soon as it goes $88.10, I'm going to go, okay, let me look at the $90 calls. Let me go out 3 weeks. Okay, so you have to understand the strategy. Going out 3 weeks, $90 calls, probably just buy one. That's it. There's no reason to extend or put your small account in jeopardy by over leveraging. If AMD pulls back and the market's fighting, but AMD is dropping and it goes to 84.24, boom, my alert goes off and it tells me I want to be in puts. Now, again, I'm going to go out to July 15th. There's no reason to say, okay, it broke down here, I'm going to buy puts, and then it rebounds. If it breaks down and then it rebounds today, instead of being screwed, I'll look to get in my entry point right there. So again, you have strategy. It doesn't mean you have to buy your options at 9:30. I see so many people on the message boards going, thank me later. SPY's going to 400 today. $400 calls at open, go out a couple days. Yeah, if they're correct, I mean, it's like flipping a coin. The market was strong 6 out of the last 7 trading days, exiting out of the week that we had that was shit into last week. The SPY was bought up 6 out of 7 days. But you have to understand, there's going to be a top. There's going to be a top where people say, hey, what if we enter into a recession? What if GDP numbers are bad? What if the Fed pushes a little harder on contraction of the market, which the Fed wants to do? The Fed doesn't give a shit about retail traders. Last story real quick, why I'm here. I was talking to people yesterday. They said, what do you do now? I said, hey, man, I run a Discord platform, trading platform. I try and educate people because the institutions are trying to steal from them. The institutions tell you the market's going to drop. 2 weeks ago, they tell you the market, the SPY is going to 350. What happens last week? The S&P goes up 6.5%. And again, the stocks on my watch list that I mentioned earlier, some of these stocks went up over 40%. Just mentioned 3 real quick again. Affirm, AFRM, Roblox, RBLX, and Carvana. Not to mention the 3 that I'm focused on, Plantier, Hood, and Lazar. And then I threw in Draftkings just in case. But again, you've got your 6 main stocks. That's how you make a watch list. You can put the other ones aside. Anything that you don't understand or you don't follow on a daily basis should not be on your watch list. You're like, yeah, I've got Tesla on my watch list because I just want to see how Tesla does. If you have any idea, are they buying Tesla? Are they selling Tesla? Where's Tesla? If you don't know and it's just on your watch list, it shouldn't be there. It's called clutter, and try removing your clutter. Even people on the Discord tell me they have 25, 35, 45 stocks on their watch list. One dude told me he had 153. 153. How the F do you follow 153 stocks? So again, please, if you're going to do something this week and you're not actively trading all that often, the first thing you should do is reduce your watch list. You look at your watch list. In fact, I would just throw out your old watch list and start new. And then you take and you write down about 30 stocks. Okay, I'm going to take the 20 Matt mentioned. I don't give a shit about Redfin. I don't give a shit about Edit or Beam. You cross those off. You're like, all right, I'll take those 4, those 4. Then you look at your watch list and you're like, I've got Google and Apple. Yes, I want to keep those. I follow Nia and Tesla. Yes, I want to keep those. And that's it. If you want to go into Dow stocks, I mean, I love to follow Wynn Casino. Wynn Casino was up like what, 12 or 14% on Friday? That caught me off guard. It's on my watch list. I follow it like family. However, I was like, holy shit, I didn't even realize it made a move higher. All right, so I appreciate everybody. Thoughts on Be Big real quick. I sold mine at $2.20 because I thought the market could contract. I was kind of correct. Sold at $2.20. It actually spiked to $2.28, and then it dropped to $2.06. So that's interesting. Oh, and last comment. Anybody that's in Riot, Mara, Ebon, SOS, and some of these other smaller Bitcoin companies, there is somebody on Wall Street that is taking a major bearish position against these companies and shorting the crap out of them and then trying to manipulate them. If you look at SOS, you look at Ebon, you can probably look at the other small ones. At the end of the day, I think it was Thursday and Friday, they basically sold off, making these stocks look like shit. Like people are going, oh my God, are they going to be delisted? Are they going to zero? So again, I don't know SOS personally, but I did notice this in 3 different stocks. And then after hours, they pumped back up because people were like, that's bullshit. It's obviously manipulation. Carnival, again, it's not on my watch list because Carnival, here's a true story, right? Carnival has beat me the last 3 times that I played Carnival. So what do? I remove it. I don't want to mess around with Carnival anymore. Again, I was early when I thought that we'd have that rebound from last week. I guess they were buying Carnival all the way up to like, what, almost $10. $10. Let me take out Carnival just to give you an example. Yeah, 1085. So they didn't want to touch Carnival. When Carnival was $8.88, nobody wanted to buy it. Then it went up to $10, and they couldn't wait to grab Carnival. I want more. I want more. I want more. I mean, inflow was huge. Volume pre-market's pretty big. Whereas Carnival, it's probably down a little pre-market. Yeah, I mean, here's my guess on the market for everybody that's here today. I would like to say the market's going to contract. I would like to say that we're due for a red day, if not a few red days, with economic data, with the Fed speaking, with everything that's going on with gas prices and oil prices going up. However, we've seen the same pattern the last 3 days of trading last week, and all 5 days last week were green. The market started off somewhere like this. It'll dip, and then it'll recover. Now, I'm hoping it dips, and it dips further, and then I say, okay, maybe this could be a day. Because understand, when the market does figure out that it's a way overvalued and a little frothy, and again, it could happen at SPY 410, SPY 400, SPY 420. I'm not saying it's happening today, but at some point when the market does top out, there's going to be one significant day where there's like a mega drop, and I'm going to get involved. That's when I notice it at like 9:45, and I'm like, oh, possibly mega drop. Okay, 10 o'clock, still haven't bought anything. Oh, shows a little bit of a rebound. Then I start planning. I say, if today is the mega drop, blah, blah, blah. But again, I would assume the SPY would have to press 400 or 410 or 420 to see the mega drop. There's not going to be a mega drop when we're sitting at whatever it is, 391, 390, something to that extent. It'll be volatile. So this week is going to be a volatile week. But in order for there to be a mega drop, which this SPY has to be stronger, we'd have to have another week like last week where you have some stocks going up another 40%, which again is possible. If they want to buy the market for another week, I'd be shocked. But again, I've got my watch list, which I shared with you. That's how we're going to make money. Got to get to the Discord. See you guys later. Have a great day trading, everybody.